It says going live, Bradford. You're live. Brad, I got a comment. Skegox Overland says, seriously,
I'm so excited.
When are we going to get a bicep explosion program released from Bradford? Need the gains for more than just the guitar gains with a Z. Welcome to Worship Tutorials Live. Brad is going to be exploring the biceps workout one of these days. How you doing?
You can
It's so good to be live.
You can subscribe to my Patreon and watch my morning workout routine.
Dude, that would be
$19.99 a month.
You should set up. Here, answer this question, YouTube. Would you pay a monthly subscription for Brad to put his phone live in the corner of his garage in the morning when he works out?
And then you can ask gear questions and weightlifting questions all at once.
I think the answer is going to be a resounding yes. Question for you guys. We have not gone live in a hot minute, and since we have not gone live, everything has changed with live.
Well, and like by everything, we mean like equipment.
Like the world. Yes.
Equipment, the world, my hair. Brian has a war scar on his forehead.
We can talk about where I got this gash on my forehead. It's not a gash.
We have like one thing we want to talk about.
We
and
do.
From there, there's a couple things underneath that. But we also were like, we haven't gone live in a while, and this is going to be way more fun to do it this way. We'll release a video tomorrow, a little more official, based on what we're about to talk about. But we wanted to go live.
So here's the question though. Since all this stuff, like the software has all been updated, the hardware, like they've all pushed updates for everything. So I don't know whether you can hear us okay. I know you can see us, and that the image looks good because I'm looking at it.
And nobody's really complaining about audio.
I'm not gonna. You know what I can do though? Let's just turn it on. I'm gonna blast your ears for just a second. So here's the question.
Wow, that sounds good.
That sounds great.
That sounds awesome.
I'm so good at this.
You're so good at this, Brian. Hey, y'all can totally stay on Instagram, but if you want to hop on to YouTube,
Instagram.
That's up to you, though.
Hey,
you're not. This is the best it's gonna get here. All I got is an iPhone 11 Plus Max Extreme Super Deluxe, so this is the
Bradford called Tim Cook. Bradford called Tim Apple and said, "Send me your latest prototype."
Yeah, I have the Ultra Super Deluxe Supreme.
All right, it's a little bright, but otherwise good. Yeah, I might have a lot of EQ on this. I don't really know. By the way, hey, if you're interested, it's a Blackmagic Pocket 4K, which I'm convinced is like without question the best bang for your dollar as far as video camera goes in the world, into the Blackmagic ATEM Mini, into the computer, and then I'm going through my Line 6, my Universal Audio Apollo for audio, and then that is all getting married together inside of Wirecast, and that's going up to YouTube.
I just can't believe how good this looks. This is a live stream. This looks just about as good as the video.
Look at how good we look.
Look at how good. Oh man.
You ran into a time limit?
There we go.
Oh.
No, I wanted to try to not be on social media as much.
Oh,
and
so
I ran out of it because
limited
today
your time.
I've been doing extra stuff on. I've been doing my social work for WT.
All right, so
social work sounds more legit than social media.
We have well over 160 concurrent viewers. YouTube Studio is new. Like the live streaming studio software is new as well. So I have seen a lot of YouTube content creators that use live complain about this. I've actually tried to use this version in the past, and it was really frustrating. But this is it's working right now, and it's really nice. So I'm liking it. Okay, Tommy Z, the fades are tight. Whose fade are you talking about? Which one? Which one of us?
We both have a little bit of say. Did your wife do yours?
No.
Okay. Your wife was cutting your hair for a little bit.
Hey,
though.
Curtis Lamberton.
Curtis!
My wife did cut my hair once. Oh, Derek Barrelet, thank you. You are a faithful, consistent viewer and super chatter. We appreciate that. Burger donation. Finally live again. What do you say, Bradford? Okay, so
I feel like we need to have second lunch now.
On the replay, when people watch this video after it's live, they're going to be like, get to the point, people.
Well, I told everybody the more they ask, the longer they're going to have to wait.
Were people asking?
I guess it's like being a dad. I'm learning how to be a dad.
You are a dad.
I don't think I've been on the live stream since I've become a dad.
Bradford is, his wife has given birth to a child.
Yes.
How old is Mr. Logan?
It's about 5.5 months now.
5.5 months. It's been a minute since we've been live. Yeah.
And so I'm learning how to be a parent. If you keep asking, the longer you're gonna have to wait. Do you say that to Seth at all?
Sometimes. Or like if you ask one more time, it's just not happening.
Oh. We'll go ahead and delete what we've worked so hard on.
That one I have used. What microphones are we using? Jacob Costa said that is an AKG C214. It's right there. It's kind of right in between the two of us. Curtis Lamberton, hello. Did I say hi to you? I know that you're here.
You did.
Dude, we got over 200 viewers. This is one of our
highest. All right,
highest.
we gotta get to it.
One of our highest viewed. I know a lot of channels go live and they have thousands of people. All right. We have news to share with you.
I think we need to start with...
Bradford and I are super excited.
We need to start with what happened first.
What happened? If you know the channel, if you know Worship Tutorials, if you know Bradford and I, we build patches for the Line 6 Helix, the HX Stomp, Native, Line Pod Go. It's a new one. They're coming out with it soon. Kemper, Axe FX, FM3, all this stuff. Helix has always been like the one though that we.
It's the one that started it all.
Like if we're gonna build a patch, like we made a plexi patch recently, and we start with Helix. We do Helix first.
Yes.
And then it sort of filters out to everything else. So Helix is kind of like first love here at Worship Tutorials.
Yep.
And we have been selling Helix patches or offering them for download. So not all of them are for sale. Some of them are free. For 4 years, ever since the Helix came out. And
or at least pretty close.
If you go to the Helix page at Worship Tutorials, you might have noticed over time it's like over 50,000 patches sold, over 60,000 patches, over 70, over 80. Well, if you go there right now, let's go, Bradford. Let's go.
I'm trying to monitor 2 different streams, so I'll let you go.
You monitor comments because I'm not going to look at them.
Okay.
And if anybody says anything of note, we can talk about it. If you go to the Helix page right now, at the very top, my internet connection is slow, or Worst Tutorials is slow. Been doing a lot of updating to the website lately, so it's kind of... oh, it doesn't even say it yet. It says over 90,000 patches sold. I usually update it at the beginning of every month, because that's when I do all the accounting and everything.
Oh.
So, we have sold... or had downloaded over 100,000 Helix patches. 100,000 This is reason to celebrate, Bradford. Yes. Okay. I was hoping for some more emotion out of you there. 100,000 patches, Bradford.
What?
Yes. Okay. So, we have a relationship with the people at Line 6, and let me tell you, Frank and Frank Richote. Is that how you say his name?
I guess.
Frank.
We had him on the phone today.
We just know him as Frank.
We should have done that.
If you are involved in Helix at all on social media, you will know Frank. He is their... what is Frank's title? I'm going to go to Facebook. Frank is the man.
Frank...
Richote.
Even Frank, it doesn't matter what his actual title is.
He's like the vice president of... Oh, he's senior director of operations at Yamaha Guitar Group.
Yeah, and Frank also...
Yamaha owns Line 6.
Basically runs like his own little customer service department off of Facebook. Because if you have a problem and he sees it, he gets it taken care of for you.
Yes, so Frank is the man. And we got in touch with Frank. And we told him, like, Frank, we are really close to passing 100,000 patch downloads on the site. We want to do something big. Would Line 6 be interested in partnering with us for something big?
Now, before we go any further, one thing. Before anybody watching says, I'm not a Helix user.
You could be.
Do not, just wait. Just wait. We're getting there. This is the setup. Brian, continue.
Okay.
Sorry.
And Frank was like, what? You guys, 100,000 downloads? That's awesome. What do you want? We want to be a part of it.
Frank acted as though he just found out we were expecting a child.
Frank is
such a great
very
guy.
Passionate. Yes. So Line 6 said...
I'm going to send him this link and say, if you want to join.
Oh, yeah. Send it to Frank.
I'll do it.
Line 6 said, we want to go in with you. So, we are doing a giveaway. There is a link below.
Not just any giveaway.
You can win. This is legit. Some people pad these numbers. Like, win over, it's like, what was the thing in The Office where they were giving the coupon book away?
Uh-huh.
And Oscar was like, It is not worth $50,000. That's if you buy a bunch of crap you don't want, right? What was that? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
So some people pad these numbers and talk about value, right? We're giving away over $8,500 worth of stuff.
Man, I worked the way I wanted to.
So let's work our way through the list, Brad. You ready? You got some hardware over
Rick
there?
Brand goes, are you giving away a White Falcon?
Yes.
No. Actually, we can say this. More than a White Falcon.
We're giving away more than a White Falcon for sure. We're giving away like 2.5 White Falcons worth of stuff. All right, so first on the list, you can win, not my Helix. You can win a Helix floor from line 6. Link below, how to enter and win. Second thing you can win, not my HX Stomp, but an HX Stomp. So we're giving away a Helix, we're giving away an HX Stomp, we're giving away 10 licenses for Helix Native. So Helix is $1,700, HX Stomp is $600, right? Or is it $599?
$599.
Line 6 Native, which is the plugin for basically the Helix, it lives on your whatever recording software you use. $400 for Line 6 Native. 10 licenses. It was going to be 5, and we were on the phone this morning with Frank, and we were just making sure all the details were good, and he's like, you guys, 100, no, it's 10.
Let's do
10 downloads. And which inspired us to up the ante for this next one. We were going to give away, it was initially, Bradford was like, why don't we give away a lifetime Helix patches from Worship Tutorials? All that we've ever done, all that we ever will do. And then I said, why don't we give away a few? And so we're going to give away 5. 5 lifetime passes. What you will get from us is a code that you can use. It basically makes every Helix patch or Stomp patch, Helix or Stomp, free from now, from past to forever. Any Helix patch ever on the site. You can win for free. So let's recap. A Helix floor. I'm going to hold it up for Instagram. Helix floor. Helix HX Stomp. 10 licenses for Native. 5 lifetime patch licenses from Worship Tutorials. Mm-hmm. So there's a link below how you can do this.
Legit.
This thing, I think it says that it's going to be up for the next 23 days.
We may extend that.
So we may extend that, but it's going to be, it will be no more than a month long.
Maybe a couple weeks.
Yeah, so there are multiple ways you can do this. And if you've ever been a part of a contest like this, you know how this goes. You can visit us on Instagram and follow us if you don't already. We can't make you follow us. That's against Instagram's
you're not supposed to say that, Brian.
terms. Okay, visit us on Instagram and follow us to get 1 entry. Visit Line 6 on Instagram, follow them, and get another entry. Visit us here on YouTube, which is where you are, and subscribe to us for another entry. Visit Line 6 on YouTube to get another entry. What else we got here, Bradford? Join the mailing list. Mm-hmm. That gets you 5 entries. And if you're already on the mailing list, it will know, and it will give you the entries. You can, here's a big one. If you buy something from Worship Tutorials, I have to find out, Alvin, the hosting people that I use here locally, they're going to turn on a code so that anything that you buy from the website, if it's not free, this doesn't apply for free downloads. So if you spend any amount of money at all, you will get a code in the receipt, like in the email that comes to you from Worship Tutorials. You can enter that code into the contest. It'll get you 10 extra entries into the thing. So anything you buy on Worship Tutorials will get you extra entries.
You don't have to do all of these things.
You only have to do one of them.
So you don't have to buy anything.
The more that, we cannot require you to purchase. We do not require it.
We're just offering more opportunities for you to get entries.
Yeah, so you can share it on social media. Just share the link on social media. That'll get you an entry. Or you can refer a friend. What do they call this?
An affiliate link.
The AF link.
AF link.
So what happens is
AFLAC.
The system will email you your own personal link, which you can then post wherever you want. And anyone who signs up through that link will earn you 3 entries per person.
Now, Brian, you said anywhere, you can post a link wherever you want.
You can.
We've already talked to, if you're a part of the Helix group on Facebook.
We've talked to Jamie about this.
And it has already been, you may have noticed about a week ago, there was an addendum to the rules. You cannot post affiliate links in the Line 6 Helix Worship Team Users group.
Lots of groups have no affiliate link.
And it's annoying.
It's just to cut down on just everyone posting the same thing.
We want people to share
our
link.
If you've seen something about a White Falcon, around on Facebook, you know what we're talking about, as Rick had mentioned. Yes, so those are all the ways to enter. So all told, you can get yourself like 30, 40 entries if you do everything.
Yes.
And the more you get, the bigger chance you have to win. The hardware is limited to continental U.S. residents only. And that is from
the
that
physical
is,
things.
Yeah, just
these two things.
The Helix and the Stomp.
Unfortunately.
So sorry about that if you live outside the continental U.S. But them's the rules.
There's a lot of logistics.
Everything else
to
is
that.
worldwide.
Yeah, there's a lot of logistics to giveaways, and
is Frank in here, by the way?
I don't know. I don't know if the link actually sent, to be honest.
We're talking about you. Get in here.
So if you're on Instagram, we weren't planning on actually sharing it on Instagram.
Do you want me to send it to him?
So I did, but you can try to see if something was being weird.
Oh no, I see it. You sent it to him.
Yeah, but it went as an SMS, so I don't know.
An SMS text message.
SMS message.
Okay.
Instagram, we're technically not announcing this yet. It was just on YouTube. But we'll post something tomorrow with the link, or you can go to the live stream video. If you're on YouTube, in the description, it actually says click here. And
that's the link.
If you're observant, you'll realize it's a Gleam link, and if you know what Gleam is, then you may have already clicked on it and figured out what's going on. We have people asking if they already
that's a great question.
Followed us.
Jeff.
If you reread what it says to visit.
All you got to do is visit.
So we can't make people subscribe or follow, but the goal and the hope is that while they are visiting, they'll go ahead and hit follow or subscribe.
Yeah, please, if you're gonna enter into this contest, I feel like the least you could do on your end is follow and subscribe. That's a way, maybe, of a thank you for us doing this.
Yes.
I don't know. Lifetime patch license is for Floor and Stomp only, no Podgo. That is correct. It's not for Podgo. You know what? We might do something special for Podgo.
But I guess if you have a Podgo and you win and you don't have any of those units,
I was gonna say, if you win that thing and you've got a Podgo, sure,
why not?
Yes, we can make it for Podgo.
So
we'll work with you.
You don't have to be a Helix user to be a part of this, and
all of our patches work on native, by the way.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. So if you're a person who getting native is pretty dope because you can just use your computer.
Awesome. Yeah.
Even if you're I'm not really into digital stuff, or even if you're I'm not really into, I don't want a Helix, I have a rig I love. Well, native would still be something you could use to plug into and on your computer. It'd be awesome.
I'm gonna check the link and see if there.
And if you win the unit,
guys entered yet?
If you win the unit, you can do whatever you want with it.
It went from Brad. It went from 65 to 1,017.
And we haven't even officially launched this yet.
Good job, guys. I hope whoever it is, I hope the first one of you that went there wins something. There's a lot to win here, so I hope that you win.
Lots of things to win.
Yeah. So that's our big announcement. We're super excited about it. We love Line 6. We love Helix. We love Stomp. They're great people to work with. If you followed what Eric Klein posted in the Big Helix group about firmware 3.0, you know that there's some really awesome stuff coming, of which we're not in the know at this point. So
there is, if you really want to know.
We just know that there's some cool stuff coming.
Yeah, and if you really want to know, just search in the groups for 3.0 because there have been things that have been written and certain things have been confirmed.
Line 6 has made announcements.
Yes.
One of the biggest things that they talked about at NAMM that I'm excited for in 3.0, and this is something that I have not seen anyone talk about. I need to make a video about this. My favorite feature coming to 3.0. I should probably confirm that it's actually coming. Is they're going to have presets for individual effects available.
Oh yes.
So it's
that helps people like us tremendously.
Yeah. So if you
tremendously.
So if you want to build a patch and you pull in the matchless, jumped model, which is one of our favorites to use. It comes in with whatever stock settings that Line 6 automatically has for that. You can tweak all the settings for that block and then save it. So you can save it as matchless jump single coils or matchless jump Telecaster. Then you can save it on a matchless jump Les Paul. And so you can you can have one patch. I do this in Axe Effects has this functionality called
the library.
The library. Yeah, the block library. And so like if you pull up, if you use the heir apparent, the king of tone, right? And you have like, this is how I set the heir apparent when I use it with the AC30 model. You can set KOT AC30, single coil, like boom, done. And you just pull that up and it's going to be individual presets for each individual effect type. That I'm super excited about, because what it lets you do is, like if you have a patch, that you've made, that you have a patch of an AC30, say, and it's for your single coil guitar, but you're going to use humbuckers, and all that you do is change like the amp and an EQ block to adjust for your humbuckers. You can just drop down your list of AC30 amp presets, pick humbucker, do the same for the EQ, done.
Yep.
You don't have to like copy and paste the patch and then tweak the settings or whatever. I'm super excited for that. That's actually probably the single feature I'm most excited about for 3.0. Just from a usability standpoint, I can't wait. So anyway, we thought we would, after making this announcement, we thought we would just hang out. How are you guys doing? I mean, we're living in the middle of a pandemic. Times are rough. We thought if we're gonna do Q&A, we could keep it Line 6/Helix HX related in some way or another, but we can just talk. What's going on, guys? Have there been any questions?
There's been some, but I can't keep up. I thought we answered a handful of them.
Okay, cool.
We answered a lot of the important stuff, I think. But
so there was another question. So I just go to the YouTube page. Yeah, that's all you got to do.
Technically.
I mean, the link is there, and it knows that if you clicked on it, basically.
Technically.
And so when you come back, it gives you the entry. That's all you got to do.
I mean, we're doing something pretty awesome.
Subscribe to it.
So it'd be nice if you kind of put a little skin in the game.
Yeah, subscribe. Subscribe to our channel. Subscribe to Line 6's channel.
Bobby Craig!
Which I enjoy how they call it Line 6 Movies. I love it when people are like, in this movie that I made for you. I'm going to start calling all of our videos movies.
We made a movie.
We filmed a movie for
talking about our giveaway.
It's really what we did. I mean, we are moving in it. All right. How many of you guys are playing guitar or whatever you do in church right now? Or are your churches not meeting because of COVID? So our church, New Hope Church, here in Durham and surrounding areas in North Carolina, we are meeting, but in a very limited capacity. So we're doing what's called watch parties, where the staff, like Bradford and the rest of the staff, record the music and the message, and that's pre-recorded. And then during the watch party, we have a limited number of people socially distanced in our auditoriums, and then we all together watch the pre-recorded service, and then the band, like the normal band that would play on a Sunday morning in non-pandemic times, comes out and does 2 songs live. So that's what we're doing. And I know like Fuller's church, what's the name of his church? Oasis here also in the area. They are not meeting currently. Or have they started?
I actually don't know.
I don't think they are. I'm pretty sure they're all still pre-recorded. I have a pastor who lives here in the neighborhood, Chatham Community Church. Shout out to Chatham Community Church. I know they're not meeting. I've been talking a lot. My throat is dry. I don't have COVID, Bradford. I just cough. I feel like if I cough or sneeze, then I have to. We need like the plexiglass barrier from that pedal show. Yeah. I feel like I have to explain myself. I need some water.
That's why I have water.
Yeah, I need some.
Somebody asked something I think is important. They said,
Yes.
I bought something 2 days ago. Sorry. If we've tried to keep up with all of this, there's going to be a lot of people asking.
So,
it's not that easy.
We did make an announcement right now, and somebody's saying they bought something, and I'm seeing purchases come in of patches, actually. Like, just this moment, like in the last 5 minutes. I don't think the code is turned on because I don't know how to do that. The website outgrew me many years ago. I'm not a web developer, and I I have confidence in myself that I could.
You could if you
I
really
could become one.
You could do it,
but I'd
there's no
rather
reason
I'd
to.
rather be worship tutorials guy than worship tutorials web developer. So I hired a company to take care of that for me, and they are awesome. They're local, which is nice because I can just call them up or go over there. And Alvin, my guy over at Alvin is my guy at this company that's like, do you want the internet to do something? He can make it do it. So Alvin set this up, but we told him not to turn it on until it was ready. And I only gave him a few minutes heads up, like, hey, Alvin, we're going live. Can we turn it on? It was like an hour ago. So if you are seeing this and you just bought something and you didn't get a code, I fear even saying this, but send an email to support@worshiptutorials.com and I will send you the code. Bradford made up the Bradford.
Nope, don't
came
say
up
that.
with the code.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Don't ask him about it.
No, don't even talk.
But
about
the
it.
code
Don't
that
talk
you
about
get,
it. Don't talk about
it
it.
does have significance. We're not going to tell you what it is, but it has some significance. If one of you figures out what that significance, here's the thing: if one of you emails me and says Brian@worshiptutorials.com and says, or just go to the website contact. Brad, you're looking at me like, why are you giving your email out? It's just the contact.
Oh no, there's this. We'll talk after, Brian. You're in trouble.
If one of you emails me what the code is, oh hey, Alvin just got back. He is awesome. He just got back to me. It's on. I'll check the next order to make sure it works. So if you purchase something, it cannot be free though. It has to be over 1 cent.
Well,
right.
Brian, you're giving away all the secrets.
Well, there's nothing on the site that's 1 cent. I suppose there are some pay what you want products that you could pay 1 cent, and people have. And it's like the PayPal fee.
Stop talking.
It's fine. You should get the code now in the email.
We're experiencing technical difficulties.
So if you email me what the code is, why not? I'll give you some patches.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
We didn't talk about this.
I know we're going off the cuff here. There's a lot of orders came in just now. Was that you guys? Are you guys making these purchases? They're Helix patches too.
Somebody really wants to know when we will buy a Music Man guitar. Please restate your question because the word you're using there says buy.
Joel, I have had a Music Man guitar in my
we both have one of the bases.
Actually, what do you mean by Music Man? Do you mean like the high-end Music Man, or do you mean Sterling by Music Man? Because they're very different.
They are. I wouldn't mind one, but
Sterling
would probably be more likely to play one if it was sent to us.
Yeah, Sterling is like Squier to Fender. Like Sterling is to Music Man,
at least in a general sense. Yeah,
they're the lower end import stuff. What's this magic code? Jared, you have to buy something from the website that is not free, and you get the magic code. And you can enter it into the giveaway, and it gives you 10 extra entries.
People are joining in and not sure what's happening.
I know.
If you're on YouTube...
Just go back and watch.
I think you can actually go back in the moment.
You can.
So go back.
I think we can change that, but we let you scrub wherever you want.
The code is... You have to buy something.
Wow. Seriously, where do we find the code? It will be... it'll be in the email you get when you buy something from Worship Tutorials.
Yes.
So our buddy, my brain just farted.
I was about to say I have no idea where you're going with this.
Caleb.
Oh yeah.
Caleb has a Music Man Sterling guitar, and he let me do like a setup and just check it out.
He let you.
He asked me to. And I thought
he let me do some physical labor for him. It was great.
I thought for the money, it's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Really good. He does not have the original pickups in it. He has Lambertone's pickups in it. Curtis,
Cremas.
You're still watching?
They sounded awesome the other night at our worship night.
Man, you need that. If you buy one of the Sterling's, the Sterling guitars, put some Lambertone's Cremas or Grinders or Grinder Crema combo in it. You're talking about a John Petrucci. Oh, I got a support ticket. I got a support request for the giveaway code. What have I done? I'm going to have so many emails, Bradford. Brad knows that the bane of my existence. Please, though, if you need help with something from Worship Tutorials, please email support. Support at worshiptutorials.com.
That's the way to, but understand, we're a very small operation.
Yeah, the person taking care of support requests, me. Although Brad and Fuller are helping me.
I try, but when I can, but it's not always easy.
So I have personally, to date, single-handedly...
That was me, because I just wanted to get it in my text. Oh, wait, I can do this, can't I? Never mind, I know what I can do.
I have personally... Oh, no, I'm going to our support system here.
See, can I do this? It won't matter.
I'm curious now. And it's just like, you know, we have had an issue. I will admit, we have had an issue with the website where large downloads time out, and it's not a size of the download issue; it's how long it takes to download. And so, you know, if your internet connection is slower and the download takes a long time, you know, the multi-tracks that we have, they can be over a gig or two in size.
Yeah.
And so
because they're like wave files, right?
Yeah, and they're in multiple keys and everything.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So the downloads have been timing out for people, and it's not your fault. It's our end, and we fixed it. I'm almost positive the problem is solved. For the longest time, I couldn't replicate it because my internet speed is so fast here. I have too fast of an internet connection.
Great leaders take responsibility. Brian.
I did.
That's awesome.
Well, I'm trying.
You're trying.
And so Alvin,
it's not other people's fault. It's that we haven't led them.
Yes, Alvin, the guy who makes everything on the internet happen, figured it out. I finally asked him, like, Alvin, what's going on here? And so within 30 minutes, he was like, oh, it's this and this and this. I read about this. Yeah, the guy's the man.
I've never even met him, but I love him.
He's awesome. You would like him if you met him. All right, and so that should be fixed. But like that's what happens if you can't download something, or if you ordered something and it doesn't. Sometimes people have their email provider settings will block the emails for worship tutorials.
That too.
And it's not our fault. It's not your fault. It's just email provider
like
stuff.
Gmail decides. And then sometimes people just put their email address in wrong.
Yeah, sometimes people misspell their own email address, and then it doesn't. And so always email support at Worship Tutorials if you have a problem. I will take care of it. I have currently answered over 6,600 support requests myself. That's over years, though.
Bobby says just delete timeout.exe. What?
See, Bobby might be a web developer, too.
Bobby knows lots of stuff.
Bobby seems to be multi-talented.
Or
Bobby,
as I call him, and he hates, Bobbert. Because his name is most certainly Robert, but he goes by Bobby.
There's a game called Sneaky Sasquatch for iOS.
Good gracious.
Which I highly recommend. And they have fake names for people in there, and Bobbert is one of the very common names that they use. Or Old Gus Jr. or stuff like that. Yeah, dude, Sneaky Sasquatch is good. Osato. Did I get your name right? I'm not going to attempt to pronounce your last name because I will butcher it. Thank you for your super chat. Are there others that I have missed? If I have, I apologize. What's going on in the chat?
Come join us on YouTube.
Anything happening here in the chat, Bradford? This is when this content just gets riveting, you know?
Yes.
So Bobby is our, and he's here in the chat with us. Bobby is recently hired at Worship.
34 new followers.
Nice. Thank you guys.
Great success.
Following us on Instagram. Hopefully you're following Line 6 too. And then Line 6 will email us like, hey, where did all these new followers come from? Like they would just randomly email.
Yeah, that's exactly what they would do.
I'm sure they don't need the help. And so we'd be like, this is a giveaway that we did together. See, it worked. Let's do some more. All right. That sure assumes a lot of us to say that was dumb. I really don't think that highly of us.
Hey, someone's watching from Trinidad. That's cool. What's up, Trinidad?
Yeah, so Bobby is our new, Bobby, what is your title? Tell us in the comments. I know this is a little delayed, so it'll take a little while.
Sound guy. Yeah,
he runs sound. Master of all things audio production. Is that what it is? And he's pretty dang good. My in-ear mix sounds scrumtrelescent, because I know you hate that word. You love it so much.
I do not.
It's an old Saturday Night Live thing. I am thinking of a word. No, there's not a word to describe its brilliance.
On a more related note,
make one up.
Yes. Somebody asked where in the email the code will be. That's a valid question.
That I don't know. Wherever Alvin puts it.
Read the whole email. If it's what's it worth to you? Is it worth 10 entries? We said something about it's supposed to be. I mean, it's not supposed to be
Is
like
there-
top secret. It's top secret to you only. But like when you get the email, it should be pretty obvious.
Yeah, yeah, it should have. Wow, we're up to 1,900 entries. Man, we jumped from 60 to almost 2,000.
Bobby is global audio director.
Global audio director. That is a title. I love it.
Correct, Miss Chronic Flute, because a Line 6 Firehawk is a completely different operating system, unfortunately.
Hey, is anyone posting this link to social media? We should have had like the post include a tag to us of some kind. I don't know if it does. I don't know how Gleam works. We're using Gleam to handle this giveaway thing.
This is the first time.
We've done giveaways in the past. We've given away some cool stuff. What have we given away?
A McPherson.
A McPherson? That's no big deal. Brad, you're like, a McPherson?
Ryan forgot.
We've got more coming. We can't spill the beans.
But we do have another giveaway already lined up.
We have like 5 giveaways lined up that are good. Remember the phone call that we had the other day?
Yes, that one. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, but that's multiple.
That's true. Yeah.
That's multiple.
We did kind of talk way back when with somebody else about a giveaway,
Yes.
and we're waiting because they are wildly successful currently. And is that are you tracking?
I think so.
Yeah.
Does this person live on the coast?
Oh, yep.
Okay.
I think we said that. But we've given away in other bags, the deluxe anthem thing, right?
No, we gave away
The venue DI
the venue
That's
DI.
it.
We gave away a mono bag.
We did.
We gave away a McPherson. We're giving away all kinds of Line 6 stuff. We need another guitar giveaway. You know what I consider? I'm not even gonna say it.
No, don't say it, Brian. Don't
I'm
say
learning
it. You're
from
gonna
you,
regret
Bradford.
it. You're gonna regret
I'm
it.
looking around the room at guitars. Like, what can I give away?
Yeah, Brian, I'll give away something for you for
No.
as long as I get $500. Then I'll give it away.
All right. What do we got in the comments here?
Someone said Strat or Telly.
Bradford, Strat or Telly? I know the answer to this.
For me, it's Strat, most definitely.
You? I was gonna say yes.
Well, yeah, but for me, it's definitely Strat.
I have traditionally claimed that the Telecaster is the best and my personal favorite guitar that exists.
Yeah, where's
It's always been my thing.
your MJT? Your MJT.
Where's the
your,
MJT? Let's just grab some. I'll go get them. Whoa. Sorry about that. Hello. I'm gonna walk by the camera here.
Wait, where are you going?
We need to get
Oh,
this.
I was like, Brian, your MJT's over here.
Yeah. So this is my Stratocaster. See, doesn't this look nice?
Brian, you're good at the cameras.
I'm super good at this, Bradford. So this
All right.
is my Strat. It's not really it's not a Strat
It's not a
because it's not a Fender. This is a Shelton
S style. Isn't that what you technically have to call it?
Sky. Yeah, you would say an S style. This is a Shelton Skyflight 4. This is my MJT VTL. It says VTT on it, but that's actually not accurate. Which is one of the quirks of this guitar. It's the VT. It's the thin line. I think it's the VTL. This was the first like nice electric guitar I ever bought. That. So it has a special place in my heart.
And I was like so jealous.
Were you?
I was.
Now look at
I
you.
had my nicest guitar was my thin line.
Yes, and I had one just like it.
You did.
I don't think I
back
did.
before we knew each
I don't
other,
think. Yeah, you and I didn't know one another at that time. But Bradford had a Mexican-made Fender 72 thin line natural
mainly because of Chris Kilala.
with the wide range humbuckers. Chris Kilala la la la. And I would assume that Chris Kilala and whoever else in the P&W world maybe played that because the dude from Coldplay played it. What's his name?
Johnny Buckland.
Johnny Buckland.
Oh, that was my main reason. Gosh, I'm an idiot. Johnny Buckland played one. That's why I wanted a thin line. And then I saw Chris Kilala have one in like the Your Love Never Fails video, and I was like, sold.
Yeah, buy it. Those are great guitars. I had one of those as well, and I also had a.
Uh-oh.
Oh no! Did we
Camera,
lose something?
the battery died.
So you can probably still hear us, but can't see us. I'm gonna fix that. My bad. Talk amongst yourselves.
No.
We had a noob error happen here. I forgot to plug power into the camera,
Okay, so we do have the white Jennings. It's I'm staring at it right now.
and the battery died. Hey, are we back? I plugged power in. Come on now. Is this not plugged in? Wow, Bradford.
Is that power strip turned off? Or did the camera need to get turned back on?
I'm nervous to turn it off, but...
There we go. Oh!
It reset itself.
New guy!
Okay, hold on. Camera got reset. So this is fun.
In our haste to get going, we were so excited to do this. In our haste to get going,
I legit forgot to plug it in.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it must have reset all the contrast and saturation settings that I made. I'm gonna redo all of it. Hold on, it's not gonna take long.
Brian wanted to do, this is probably my fault, because Brian was like, Bradford, let's shoot this video first and we'll do all this and we'll get this taken care of and then we'll go live. And I was like, no, let's go live first. That'd be way more fun. And it was, in my haste.
Here, how about that look?
In my haste, this is the answer right there.
That's the worship tutorials look right
Woo! We're using that one.
That's what you do when you turn contrast all the way up. Okay.
Bobby, you think you can do it better, bro? You come over here. Bobby's giving us crap.
Is he? Well, you know what you could do, Bobby? You could offer on a volunteer basis to come be our camera operator at worship tutorials.
We can offer internship credits. That's about it.
To work, to New Hope Church, where you work. Okay.
Ooh.
We're back. I think the image looks fine.
Hey, I will say, that's pretty impressive, though. Like, the camera died and you got it back in, like, a minute, 2 minutes.
I have extensive experience with the Blackmagic Pocket 4K. I will say that. Okay. Oh, that looks like the butter. I don't know what that means, Joshua. I like butter. So to answer your question, we were talking about Strats versus Tellys. That guitar.
You want to know
that is a magic guitar.
Oh, that's true.
So there's a guy in town, the Fret King, Mark Kane. If you are in the Raleigh-Durham, Chapel Hill area, Mark Kane is the guy that you want to take your guitar to do anything.
Or if you're within an hour or hour and a half, it's worth your time.
So this should tell you something. Yeah, I believe he's had like famous musicians bring him guitars.
He apparently, to some extent, he used to be Jack White's guitar tech.
He was Jack
I don't know
White's
what
guitar
that
tech.
looked like, but that's what I've heard before.
He's the man. So he has refretted multiple guitars for me. This being one. So I've actually only had one electric guitar that ever needed a refret, and it was this one. And it was like, whoa, I about dropped this thing. It was a partial refret, so he didn't refret the whole thing. I think it was just from like here down.
You don't spend enough time up here, Brian.
No, because I'm not skilled. And so he told me when I picked that up that is one of the best Telecasters he's ever played in his entire life.
And he's not a high, like, you tell him, he's like sticks to the basics.
Yeah, he's not one to like just heap praise on your guitar.
Yeah,
I've never had that happen.
Like, he thinks that if you want a great guitar, that the answer is like frets. Like, the answer is not spend $3,000. The answer is get a good guitar and get good frets.
In fact, Caleb, our worship leader at Durham, took a Strat that he bought, and Caleb kind of got hosed on the neck. It was not what it was advertised as. And Caleb took it to Mark, and Mark like fixed it, and that thing is awesome. So it was kind of a no-name neck. But anyway, this was my first nice guitar, Telecaster. Love it. It's got Porter vintage pickups in it. Love them. But this guitar, every time I play it, I think, if there was a guitar that I was going to run back into a burning house for, I would say this or this. And usually it's whatever guitar
I'd grab all of them, because even if some of them cracked on my way carrying all of them, at least I would have them.
Yeah. Usually I say that. Brad, how true is this? That's whatever guitar I'm into at the moment, like that I'm playing at the moment, I'm like, I think this is the best guitar I've had. I've sent you that text so many times. Because that's the thing. You want to have guitars that, like, you want to keep the guitars that you love and sell the ones that you like.
And buy...
That is a HW thing that he heard from, who's his buddy that does Kemper stuff with him?
Suze?
No, like the famous guy.
Stu G?
No, one of the other.
Michael Britt.
Guy. Michael Britt. Yeah, that's a Michael Britt quote. So HW Jonathan Sullivan over at Tone Junkie does this content with Michael Britt, and like every guitar that Britt plays, HW's like, this is the greatest guitar I've ever played. How do I get guitars like this? And Michael Britt told him, sell the guitars you like, keep the guitars you love.
I would add.
Don't buy a guitar that you don't like.
I would add
Never get one.
a stipulation to that.
Yeah.
I think if you're trying to figure out if you love a guitar, this is my thing. Does it inspire you to play more?
Yes.
Like, do you want to pick it up and just hold it in your lap and play it, even unplugged, even with dirty, grimy strings, even if you're not getting to use a $5,000 pedal board amp combo setup? Like, that's my thing. I have sold guitars. I'm like, hey, these are cool, but I'm not like inspired by it. Because if that's the case, you will be just fine with whatever guitar you have. Don't ask the question. I totally get why people ask. Like, what about this? Can I use this in worship? Well, will you want to pick it up every single day and play it? And will you love it? Because I think that's going to be... You're going to go a lot further with that than if you just like, well, I guess like everybody else plays like one of these 6 guitars and I need to get one of these in order to get the sound. No, you do not. Just spend some time learning the guitar, learning what it is and what it does. Like, if you got a guitar with hotter... The biggest question we tend to get has to do with guitars with hotter output pickups. Yeah. And it's like, well, just know that. If you learn about the guitar and realize it's got hotter output pickups, then that means you have to dial things back so it doesn't oversaturate. Or maybe you want that sound, but at least learn that, because some of the most killer guitars are those like shredder guitars because they're meant for speed.
Yeah, like the Charvel stuff, and some of those are like the easiest to play guitars in the world. There was a comment that I enjoyed about interns. One of you will be very successful. One of you will make a living, and one of you will make a great
mother.
They panned to what's her name?
Yeah.
Julia Stiles. Is that who she looks like in the show? They all look like somebody.
Say that.
Yeah, she doesn't really, but they all kind of.
I got potential spam from Broadway, North Carolina. Is that you, Bobby Craig?
All right.
That's close to you.
Matthew Wood says, when are you getting a Collings? So, I own a McPherson Camriel.
Well, they also make electrics, Brian.
So, I think acoustics when I think Collings. I will say the only reason I would get a Collings, and this is very likely, is to create an impulse response pack based on it. And that I would say is probably a fairly good opportunity happening. But they say to sell the guitars you like and keep the ones you love. That I have done with acoustic guitars. And I have that McPherson back there on the wall. Can you see it? No, you can't. I see that I panned over. I'm not centered on my image. You notice how the square thing in the back is not centered? That happened whenever the camera went down. Oh well.
Alan Thicke. I just love the way the dude says it.
That's right, Alan Thicke. Yeah. So we're big on the Seinfeld quotes here.
That's Office.
Or Office. Well, Seinfeld.
You must really love the show.
I do. How long have we been going here, Bradford? I think it's time for us to...
I need to put this down.
I think it's time for us to shut down the live stream.
Shut it down.
This has been an enjoyable experience. We used to go live every Friday at 11, and it was Bradford, Fuller, and I. This was pre-pandemic. Collings Electric. You need the 290. I know the 290 of which you speak. It's a little single cut thing with P90s in it.
I wouldn't mind the Collings I-35.
The 335 thing?
Yeah.
Mick from That Pedal Show has a 290, I believe. When he plays it, it sounds good. That guitar, so that's a Les Paul Jr., basically, is what that's inspired by. Those guitars don't really, speak to me. Maybe that one would if I owned it.
I'd play one for sure, but it's not something that's on my quick list, at least.
Although it's not that different from a guitar that I have always wanted, ever since seeing it on That Pedal Show, which is the Nick Huber Crowster 2. I would love to try one of those.
Nick Huber.
Yes, I would love to try one of his guitars, period. But they're expensive. And I don't think he's going to send us one.
Probably not.
Nick, if you're watching, you're welcome to.
Haha, one person caught my reference.
Guys, how are we looking on the giveaway? Somebody said Gleam is broken, and I don't believe that's to be true.
I tried
it's looking right here.
Andrew,
2,500 entries. Love it.
When I am pretty much primarily lead, I use my board into a Kemper or two, and when I lead worship, I tend to use the Helix more often because it allows me to focus. I start getting too crazy and weird and fancy. Also because I love it, and I also get to leave it set up and ready to go. There are a lot of reasons, but
did somebody share their their AF link.
We specifically said you aren't supposed to do that.
Mark.
I'm just gonna delete.
Marky.
I'm gonna delete Marky's entries. Must not
So,
have paid attention to the
whatever.
rules.
We're not gonna do that.
I am.
Oh man, Tom. People are like, they've never announced one. Well, this is on. We're looking at the Line 6 worship team users Facebook page group, not page group.
You're going to timeout.
It's legit. Yeah, there's a lot of people asking, is this really real? Like, they've never said anything. It's because this guy beat us to the punch. And right below that post, the post immediately underneath it
is a
Gretschka White Falcon, man. That poor group. We need to apologize to Jamie in advance.
We already told him. It's against the rules.
We did. It's against the rules to post affiliate links in that group and in many other groups.
So if you're just joining in, if you're just what?
We specifically said not to do this. All right, that's funny. That's just funny to me. Hopefully you're not upset, Marky. If you're in here, we know we're just trying to get more entries.
Wait, you do it backwards.
No, I do it right.
No.
Entries are deleted. You can't do that.
I just did.
Marky, if you're watching, apparently Bradford deleted your entry. You did not. You don't have the authority.
I don't have the power. I don't know what I'm doing.
He doesn't have the login. I was gonna say, if if Bradford really did delete your entries, you can just enter again. It doesn't block you from entering. I don't know why this is so funny.
What's really funny is when people say that they don't think it's real, and I'm like, really? Because it seems pretty real to me.
That's us in the picture that we took. I guess somebody could have photoshopped. Oh man, it's been a long week, guys.
It's been a long 2 weeks for me.
Brad has had a long 2 weeks, and I have had a long 2 weeks, for other reasons. Most of them being like
teaching your kid.
I'm facilitating online learning because my wife does research at the University of North Carolina. She actually does COVID-19 research, which is good. Her research is not really focused on a cure, but more for treatments. But she is runs a lab there. She's not the boss, but she's
still ridiculously legit.
She's pretty high up there. So I have been staying home with my son and have been facilitating. He's a second grader. And so I've been working. Somebody says, is there a giveaway? I'm lost. Worship guitar. Yes. There's a link in the description of this email. Go enter into the giveaway. So I have been working all hours of whenever I possibly can. And Bradford, it's just this is a stressful time for people. And so I have needed a laugh. And you've provided that for me, Bradford.
I'm glad to do that.
We specifically said not to do this.
You cheated on me when I specifically asked you not to.
Should I report this post?
Thomas Hoyle. I guess
is he an admin?
He's an admin. He messaged me. We're chatting about it right now.
Tell him to delete it because it's against the rules. Although now I'll say this: we talked to Jamie, and Jamie okayed us to post it in the Helix group.
Yeah.
So Marky stole our thunder prematurely. And we will not post an affiliate link.
Oh no.
We will.
Yeah. What do I need an affiliate link for?
Yeah, you can.
So I can win.
You can win your Helix.
Oh yeah. So he's nuking it. It's Gonzo because it broke the rules.
Oh
See,
man.
look. So here's the thing. Here's why we wanted to talk about that though, because we don't want to be those guys.
Yeah.
The affiliate link helps you when it's used properly. Send it to all of your friends that play guitar.
Have your
personally
mom use it.
Send it to your mom.
It doesn't matter. If she wins the Helix, then she can give it to you.
If you are a worship leader, a worship leader at church, and you want to spam all your guitar players through PCO with the link, and you feel good about it, You do that. But we did this, and we talked to Jamie, and we were like, this is what's going down. Because it helps everybody. It helps us. It helps Line 6. It helps you.
Yeah.
It helps your friends. All of that.
Oops.
But, come on. Don't be those guys.
Is Thomas upset?
I just don't think he knew what was going on. He thought something was prematurely...
I shouldn't have this conversation live.
I think he thought somebody was stealing our thunder. And
they were.
They were.
But they didn't mean to.
They didn't mean to.
It was not, Marky, it was not on purpose. We have no ill feelings towards you. We hope you win.
Oh, I'm pissed. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. That was a bad word. I didn't mean to say that. Also, I'm not. I'm more like, did you listen?
I'm really upset.
We should make it, if you post it in the group, you actually lose your entries. you lose 11 entries.
What is the Key and Peele skit? I can't talk about Key and Peele here.
I don't know. That's Brian. You're a Christian.
I am a believer.
Worship the Lord.
Jesus Christ
Worship
is my
the
Lord
Lord
and
in His
Savior.
holiness.
I believe that He is the Son of God, died to save my sins.
All right, so here's the deal. If you're just joining in, because people keep doing that, there's a link below that says click here. Click there. This is not the official announcement.
All the information you need is there.
This is technically not the official announcement.
This is just us being excited about it.
If you were, honestly, I would even venture to say we should just delete the live video after this.
I probably won't let it stay up there. Because I'm just going to replace it with the video that...
we're going to do next.
3 o'clock.
We should have done first, apparently.
We have to film this video. And we filmed it, but then the loot got bigger, so we got to refilm it.
Yes,
we
had already said we were going to do one little subtitle about changing something, and we were like, that'll be great. But now we got to do this. We don't want the whole thing to be subtitled.
Bobby I just said something stupid.
What?
Look at Bobby's comment.
I know, but did you say that?
I said died to save my sins. Died to save me from my sins. That's like when you're a worship leader and you get up there and you say,
worship me.
All right, stand and worship me. Died to save my sins. Oh, that's blasphemous. That's not true.
I would have said that's blasphemous. It's just misguided.
It's just it was a slip of the tongue.
If you said that you died to save people's sins, that would be closer to blasphemous.
I did not mean that. I meant Jesus died to save me from my sin.
I'll tell you what. One.
That is my creed.
One runner-up will win this.
How are we gonna do that?
Uniball pen that I have used.
Should we add that to Bradford's pen?
And I have used this pen.
Brad's COVID on it if he's got it.
I have used this pen to write numerous addresses for pedals that I was shipping out. If that has some significance to you.
There you go. So, uh-oh. I got another support request. It just says help me. That's all they said is help me. I don't know what you need help with. Okay, so this is coming in and it says where there's no code.
Someone said English is hard. It really is. So our buddy Marcelo, he's from Brazil. He speaks Portuguese. And he speaks English
this doesn't have a code on it.
Better than most people who primarily speak English. English is weird.
Let me ask you guys, have any of you in the chat, have any of you bought something since we started this video? And did you get the code with the email? Maybe it's not working.
We should have waited.
We should have made sure this worked. I'm getting so many messages right now. I don't see the code.
Bobby, you can do whatever you want as long as you give me a cut.
I've literally gotten 20 or 30 emails here.
Well, I got them too. Doesn't mean I'm going to do anything about them.
Gosh. Oh, we should have figured this out. This is turning into a mess. Alvin, help us. Fix it. Oh, no.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, I know I'm going to be up late tonight figuring this out. Sitting on support tickets.
Oh, somebody did get the code.
The code came through.
A few people did.
Okay, so it's working. Don't say what the code is. Remember, you have to buy something, you have to spend money.
This is a very special code.
I'm not saying that you didn't.
Well, if they give the code, then that means they're giving people extra entries, and it honestly doesn't work that way. So,
let's add one of Bradford's guitars to the giveaway.
That's
Bradford, which
who said
guitar
that?
would you give away?
I'm blocking you. That's not happening. Someone said, just give away a Helix. Have you not been watching what this is?
This is a Helix giveaway.
This is exactly what this is. A Helix, a Stomp, 10 licenses to Native, and we're giving away 5 lifetime passes to Worship Tutorial patches.
Somebody said they couldn't buy anything because their parents wouldn't let them, which is a bummer. And I have a child, and I wouldn't let him buy stuff online right now either. And then somebody else said, a tip on buying things is never go to Burlington Coat Factory until you have the money, because they will throw fake blood on you. We really appreciate the Office Michael Scott quotes that are coming through. Derek Barrelay says that you should give your Elliot away. And I think
I'll give my Elliot away.
I think he's got a good.
I'll give my Elliot away.
I think that's a great
$6,000.
A great idea.
$6,000.
How much do they cost new?
I don't want to talk about it.
They're not $6,000 new, but they're also not available.
Everything's for sale for the right
price. They're not available at the moment, are they?
Well, you can maybe find a couple on Reverb that are used.
You can't buy a new one from Elliot. How long is the wait list for an Elliot Toadmaster?
Anywhere from like a year to 18 months.
Is it 18 that long?
Mm-hmm.
How long is the wait list for a Jennings? If you order a Jennings, it probably depends.
It depends. He does stuff in batches, so I'm not really sure what that looks like. It could be anywhere from 8 to 12 months.
How about a Veritas? Can you buy a Veritas brand new right now from them?
I don't think so either.
There's a wait list there.
Which somebody was asking. We probably won't ever do Veritas stuff, and let's leave it at that. So
we've not reached out, nor have they reached out to us about making content together.
We'll probably keep it that way.
So no code yet. So if there's a problem, if you guys aren't getting the code,
Brian, this is up to you. You say whatever you want.
I know. Well, first I apologize. That should be coming through. I'm gonna send Alvin an email. Well, I'm gonna do this live. I'm gonna tell him I'm getting a lot of.
Well, let me try. I want to try something.
You have to actually spend money. You don't get to use the personal Worship Tutorial employee code that gets you everything.
That's a good point. I was like, what if I?
Because then it won't trigger the.
Can I buy something and again to give myself a refund?
There is an employee code that gets everything.
Right, stop talking. The only way you get it is if you get all the login information to all the cloud and where everything's stored. That's how you do it.
Well, okay. Well, that's what you say. Let's see. I'm emailing the web guy. I'm gonna say some people are not. So hopefully we'll figure this thing out. So the way it works is it's just PHP. I know enough about web development to know this thing. There's some PHP code in there that should trigger this text to be included on the email as long as the dollar amount that you've spent is over 0. I'm just going to say, any ideas why? I will say this. If it's like not going to work consistently, we're just going to remove that option, that buy option.
Well,
which is a bummer for us.
We can figure it out.
And for you. I mean, it gets you extra entries.
Bob Jones, I just refused to call it an inversions video because that's a buzzword that's completely misunderstood on the regular. An inversion is when you...
That's like a G over B, right?
Right, that's an inversion. And so inversions are not used quite as often as I think a lot of people think they are, and so we did an alternate chord voicings video.
Yeah, you're talking about chord voicings. Or Fuller tells me that they're actually called chord... What does he call them? He did a keys video on it. They're called chord qualities. I'd never heard that term before. Had you heard that term? You have music education.
I don't know if it sounds good, so I don't know if it sounds good because it's Fuller or if it sounds good because I've heard it before.
Fuller
and I
did
agree.
go to Berkeley for music education, so if anyone would know, it's him. He also scores like movies and television shows and things. He knows what's up. So yeah, an inversion is like when you invert. It's like when you move the bass of a chord to something else, right? No, I guess not technically.
Well, an inversion. So if your chord is a D is made up of a D, an F sharp, and then an A. That's the basic thing that that's the minimum you can have to make it a D chord, a D major.
Yeah,
because
and that can
it's
be
got
here.
a qualifier.
Can be here.
So if you were to
here.
play like a D over F sharp, what you just did was you brought the middle note. That's a secondary inversion, first inversion.
Okay.
You brought the second note down to the bass, so it's more. Usually they're used intentionally for like walk-ups, for like passing tones.
So D over F sharp is
to like a
an
G.
inversion. D
or
over
like
A is another inversion.
Yeah. So D over A is I think that would be considered a secondary inversion. I can't remember. I haven't had to talk about inversions in so long.
But if you're saying rather than play this as your D, you want to play this as your D, that is not an inversion. That's just
well,
a different...
if the lowest note is a D.
Well, it would be here.
Yeah, if the lowest note is a D. So guitar is weird because actually
that's
when we
just
play
different voicing.
Yeah, when we play a D chord, you could hit the D string open, and if you do, or the A string open rather, technically that's an inversion.
A D over A.
But if you just play the E, the B, and the G string to play a D chord, you're actually playing the A note on the bottom. So you're actually technically playing that unless you add the lower D, the D string.
Drop D. Oh yeah.
Well, no, if you just add the D string, then that's actually a D. But if you only play those three strings, that note right there is an A. So that's technically an inversion.
Oh, these
technically.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Bob. I would say
This
there's
is
really not
like
a need.
Power chord, actually.
Yeah, 151.
Just inverted. It's not technically inverted. It's just moved.
Yeah, Bob. I wouldn't say there's a need to like update because we pretty much covered a lot. There's of course other stuff, but like those videos are what we use.
You're gonna get mad at me again. This is the whole video. Throughout this entire video, Brad has been upset at me.
The only reason is because I handle social media, and I'm the one that has to answer all the questions because when Brian says stuff.
Oh man, we have started the filming of our worship electric guitar course, and in that course, we talk about these things quite a bit more.
And we spend we spent like 10 minutes on the video that's on YouTube now. We spend like 10 minutes on each technique.
Yeah.
So
that 10-minute video turned into like 40 minutes of content, 40 minutes of instruction, and we've got a whole module of that done. Yeah. And there is much more to go. So we've actually had a lot of you ask about that. We're at 3,500 entries. Love it. Keep
it coming.
So that's coming.
Yeah.
All right.
But just if you're wondering and you're thinking, I wonder if I should ask if it's ready. Look and see if you've seen a post about it being ready. Because if you haven't seen a post about it being ready, it's not ready. Because we'll tell you when it's ready.
We will tell you when it's ready.
We want to tell you when it's ready. So we'll give you updates though. We will give updates for when we're recording more or what's going on. So.
Okay.
All right. So I feel like I've seen the same question from this guy from Germany a lot.
Okay.
How to play guitar in electric guitar in a worship band. You have come to the right place. You've come to the right channel. We have how many videos, Brian?
How many videos are on YouTube?
1 million?
No. 1,200?
1,200 videos. How to play guitar in a worship band.
Hold on, I'm gonna go find out.
This
is where you go. If you want to find out stuff about people's YouTube channel, go to socialblade.com and just type their YouTube channel name in there. Worship tutorials. How many videos does it say that we have? Because YouTube doesn't tell you very easily how many uploads you have, like on the back end. Worship Tutorials has 1,196. I was 4 off. I know.
You know what's up.
Total views ever, 83,117,000.
All right, well, when we get 100 million views, we're giving away $100 million.
Yeah, okay.
Great idea.
That's a fantastic idea, Brad.
Joshua Ford, send us a support request. If you bought the Pod Go patches and now you have a Helix, send us a support request.
Yes, that is something that we like to do. Like if you have a Helix and then you sell it and buy a Stomp,
or the other way around.
Or the other way around, if you have a Stomp and then you upgrade to a Helix, or Pod Go and you upgrade to Stomp or Helix, like whatever patches you've bought for one of those platforms, if you move to the other one, you don't need to rebuy them. Like, just send me an email again, support worship tutorials, and I will just send you links to the equivalent patch. Now, some patches we don't have, like the dual amp patches don't exist for Pod Go.
But if you have a Pod Go and you get a Helix, then you should be
Pod Go, like pretty much all the Pod Go patches have Helix versions of them. So let us know, and we'll do what we can to help you out.
Yeah.
We don't want you to buy stuff. We don't want you to have to buy stuff multiple times.
Though it really goes a long way to hear that people like really want to buy it twice. I mean, it doesn't really mean like just to hear that.
That means they liked it.
Yeah. So
very good.
You. Yeah, we want to, because like that'd be terrible. Like you bought a Pod Go, bought our patches, and you're like, this is great, and we just like helped you realize you need a Helix, which we're like all about, and that's awesome. And then you buy them again. I'm like, that's great and all, but
yeah. I'm saying, oh my goodness, I'm just looking at the number of code support tickets coming in. I'm not upset at anybody. It's just the system is not working.
We should have been a little more patient.
Yeah, we jumped the gun on this deal.
We did wait a little bit. We did wait a little bit, and I'm glad we did because it made it better.
I'm upset with myself at doing this too quickly. All right, Brad, we got work to do.
You know,
man.
we got
to make a short form movie of this.
If we had made that movie first,
yes, if we had,
we probably would have had the code thing situated.
Yeah, apparently it works for some and not for others. So we have seen some of you guys have said that it works.
I'm interested though when they actually bought them.
You got the code.
So Marcelo Villegas, I'm trying to imagine how I would actually say that. Said he's buying Helix patches in faith. Brother, you go right on ahead.
Oh, that's a bold move. We'll see how that plays out for him, Cotton. Was that what he said? Yeah. It's a bold move, Cotton. I don't know.
Bob was the one asking about transitions. He goes, what a transition to a plug? Well, a plug, I think it'd be more like we were talking about inversions in the guitar course. I think a plug would be more in line, like if we said, you can go to this link right now.
Here's a link to go get it.
Yeah, but we're not there yet, so, I mean, it's still
You're all going to forget about it before it happens.
All right, so if anybody's joining in, we're giving away crap stuff, amazing things. What we're giving away, it's not crap. Crap is like a term to describe stuff.
To use
click the link below that says click here, and that should tell you a lot. There will be more official, we're going to do a better video so you can watch it in 2 minutes. Movie, sorry.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting around here. There's a link. Yes.
We need to make more song playthrough videos, Bradford. Electric guitar. What are some songs? This is going to open this up too.
That's a good question.
What are some songs that you want us to make electric guitar playthroughs? Because I will tell you, lately, I don't really know what to do, like what songs to do covers of. I know it's
weird.
COVID kind of slowed everything down.
And like I think a lot of people, like us included, we do songs currently when we record that we wouldn't maybe necessarily do live, and that's for a few reasons. One, like, you know, we don't want to introduce a whole bunch of new songs all the time, but because we're on staff recording everything, we're like, yeah, we want to do new songs, and then we do, and we're like, maybe not. So we've been more willing to take risks. I really want to do a playthrough of the new version of Never Lost. That's a ton of fun. The other one's fun too.
Can you pull it off like today? How fast can you pull this off, Bradford?
It's been a while.
We're going to build the patch for it too.
Maybe. We'd have to build a patch for it.
We can at least build the patch for it. We're going to have a Helix patch for Never Lost. Now, there's a couple versions of Never Lost out there.
Holy
But
Water.
it's kind of bluesy, funky, you know. Like, which version are you talking
The newer one. The newer one has, like, the turn is like a 1 flat 7 4 thing, and it feels really uplifting.
Bradford.
And it feels really good.
If he could pick a middle name for himself, or maybe a nickname, we'd call him Flat 7.
That's Fuller, but I still like the flat 7.
You enjoy the flat 7.
I do enjoy flat 7. Though Fuller's answer to everything is when he ends a song, he goes flat 6, flat 7, 1 every single time. Well, when he's joking around, or if he does Happy Birthday, or if he does a hymn, or like if he's doing a hymn at church. Oh, Fuller, I miss you. Fuller will end. He'll do like, you know.
He lives right down the road.
You know, he'll do you know, it is well with my soul. Like that's what Fuller will do.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Derek, thank you for a second super chat in this video. All hail King Jesus.
Crushing Snakes by Crowder.
Crushing Snakes. I don't know that song.
That sounds a little. We can't.
That
do that
sounds like something I would like. It's in the Bible.
It sounds like it should have some fuzz on it. If the song
strike
like Crushing Snakes
heel.
doesn't have fuzz on it, that was a missed opportunity.
That's straight up like Garden of Eden stuff right there. You will strike their heel and they will crush your head. You serpent. Is that not how it went down?
Something like that. I wasn't there actually.
Woman, you will go through great pain in childbirth. Man, you will have to toil to bring forth crops and fruits from the ground.
Weird flex.
Serpent,
quoting God's curse on man and the serpent.
You will strike their heel and they'll crush your head. Isn't that how it went? And that was pretty much the gist of it?
That sounds right.
It's in the Bible.
I read it once and realized I didn't want to sin, so...
I want to see if Brian can cover... Well, first of all, Matthew Wood, you have committed a grievous error that many before you have committed. And you referred to me as Brain. My name is not Brain. It is Brian. I realize muscle memory kicks in for many people, and they type the word brain more than they type Brian, and so when you type it, you say brain instead of Brian. They would like to know if Brain can cover Lecrae. First of all, no, I can't. I think if I did, it would be an embarrassing thing for all involved. All right. I wasn't there. Ha ha ha.
We were talking about the cursing and all that.
I know. Okay. We're having fun hanging out with you guys, but we really probably should wrap this thing up. Cover some old school Delirious. Here's a flex for you, Bradford. I can see if Stu G would want to cover some old school
I'm sure he'd love to
on the channel. Dude, it would be. I bet he would just love doing a playthrough of Did You Feel the Mountains Tremble on electric guitar. We need to make that.
We're texting him right now.
Yes, Stu G. I mean, let's do it. I'm gonna text. You want me to do this live, Stu?
So this was crazy cool. Stu G.
I'm gonna add you to this thread.
Okay, Stu G does stuff with Jonathan Sullivan, our friend. We work with Jonathan. We just became friends anyways, which is really it. He just happens to run a business that we utilize. Yeah. But like Jonathan's a great dude. And so we went to Summer NAMM last summer. Memories. Year and a month or so ago. That was awesome. And he was working with Stu, make profiling some of his amps. They met somehow, and we like walk into this hangout with the first night we get to Summer NAMM. And Stu G's there, and I'm about to lose my mind. And Jonathan's like, "What's up, bro? This is Stu." And I was like,
"I know."
And
like you're Stu G.
And he knew who we were.
You are my guitar hero.
He was one of mine in high school. I mean, he still is, but in high school that's when I learned about him. And I'm a big fan of the kilt, and so he like knew that I was the guy who created the Kilt in the Wild account for Instagram. I don't run it as much as I should, but. Anyways, Stu is such a good guy. Like, you know what's crazy is like we're like beyond honored to know him and like chat with him, and like Brian's like literally texting him right now. But like Stu,
what song should I ask him to cover? I went for Did You Feel the Mountains?
I think that's a good one
because that's just. I mean, that's like.
Or My Glorious.
Well, yeah, because that's just the tone on that song is unreal.
But Stu would turn around and be like, and he's told us this before. He's like, "I'm honored to know you guys," with his great accent, and we're like, "Bro, stop it." But really, keep going.
He did a cover with me on the channel of Find Me in the River, which is one of my all-time favorite Delirious songs, and he played the guitar on it. He sent it to me, which was awesome. He sent me his parts, and I played it, because I was going to mix it together. And I played it, and I was like, this sounds... And I texted him immediately. I was like, this sounds exactly like the album recording. And he goes, yeah, mate, I used the same guitar.
So cool.
Album. It's his blue Telecaster with like the mirror pickguard.
Yep.
He's had it forever. All right, so I sent Stu a message and asked him if he would cover Find Me in the River on Worship Tutorials.
Oh, someone said Obsession. That's a good one.
Oh, Obsession.
Oh, Stu says, of course. That would be great.
That would be great.
Stu!
I need a GIF. Where'd my phone go? It's over there. I'm glad you're alive. Ha ha. It's good to be alive.
I don't think he realized we were live streaming.
That's what he said.
He said, ask people what songs they like.
Ask them what songs they want.
See if
Come say hi. Oh, you gave him the link.
yeah.
Okay.
See if Stu is able to.
Maybe Stu can enter and win himself a Helix.
He got one.
He has one.
They have to.
Obsession. Okay.
Jonathan and him made some Stu G Helix patches, and the Stu G IRs of his, like, what is it, 66, a 65 AC30,
60 something, yeah.
60 something like, so good.
I
That's
think
what
his
our
is the
AC
60.
Blue is based off of.
I think his is the, I don't know which one. The 66 is not his. His is a different one. Okay, Alvin says that the code is definitely working.
Austin says, will you guys ever create and release an Elevation Helix patch preset? So here's the thing. We've talked about this once or twice before. Part of why we haven't dived in, part of the reason we haven't done that is because Elevation has a lot of guitar players. And
why haven't we made an Elevation patch?
Yes, and they tend to switch around a lot. And like, I feel like this last album was different guys than the album before that. And so, this last album has a lot of Gretsch on it, and so we've just kind of like, it seemed like a big moving target, and that's kind of why. We just haven't revisited it. That's hard to say.
Well,
but
in the past, I would have said use the Match JMP.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much the Bradford Mitchell signature version.
Yeah, that's really Brad's new batch.
So I would say use that for Bethel stuff, but I'm pretty sure. So I've seen, what's the Bethel guitar player's name?
David Leota?
David Leota, yeah.
He's one of them.
I saw his
like
rig
dudes.
rundown. That's right, there's a couple. Mm-hmm. And he uses a stomp for his main rig, you know. And he didn't say, like, if he used somebody else's patch. I'm sure he probably made them himself or took a patch maybe that somebody had and tweaked it for himself.
A few of the guys
but
there
he did say that he used a British and an American amp.
Yep.
So that means either he's using a dual amp setup with either a Vox and a Fender style amp. He didn't say which ones, or a Marshall and a Fender style amp. So it could be either one. I'm not sure. Yeah, I would assume it's probably Vox and Fender, because that would give you a more diversified tonal palette, because the Marshalls are typically based on Fender amps.
Yeah, they're based off of the Fender Bassman, which is crazy.
Yeah, and so
Stu's here.
Hey, Stu. In the comments, let Stu know what song you would like to see him cover on the channel, or he might put it up on the Tone Junkie channel too, because he does a lot of stuff with Tone Junkie. So who knows? It could go either place. You can see him play a lot of his stuff on the Tone Junkie channel. It's just Tone Junkie. You can see him on YouTube, and you can buy. Since Stu's here, well, let's plug Stu's stuff. You can buy Stu G's signature Kemper profiles, and he has Helix patches too, right?
He does have some, yeah.
Yeah. So Jonathan and Stu have done Helix patches based on his rig and his own amps. So you can get that all at Tone Junkie, and you can get impulse responses. IRs, which you can use in Helix or Kemper or whatever, from Stu's stuff. Obsession, My Glorious. Man, this is going to be awesome. I love it. Stu's the greatest guy. Wish you guys could all get to know him. He's an awesome guy. Loved getting to know him. Yeah.
Well, we had plans to have him be here and do some videos with him.
Yeah, he was here briefly because he's
COVID.
Yeah, he's doing some stuff, but we didn't get a chance to do stuff together. Obsession is a big favorite. I love that song. Stu, in the comments, let us know.
He said, "My Glorious and Obsession are great choices."
Of course they are.
There we go.
I also really enjoy the Jesus Culture version of Obsession, but when I heard Jesus Culture do it, I was so excited because the original Obsession recorded by Delirious on the Cutting Edge albums is one of my all-time favorites. That song is awesome. Stu, it's interesting talking to him because Delirious was so progressive. They were so ahead of their time. So you got to realize, like, if you listen to the Cutting Edge stuff or King of Fools that came after, all these albums that they put out, starting in the early to mid 90s, the stuff that they put out that long ago. So we're talking almost 30 years ago,
Right.
25 to 30 years ago, still sounds current, still sounds modern today.
To me, yeah.
And if you listen to what the rest of contemporary Christian music sounded like in the 90s, listen to Hillsong from the 90s. It does not sound like what Hillsong sounds like today. But Delirious sounds like in the 90s what Hillsong sounds like today, which is crazy to me. Like, they were so ahead of their time. And I don't know, like, if people, like, if Hillsong, for example, if they were influenced by Delirious, I can't imagine that they weren't.
Well,
I think
Stu knows.
was.
Stu knows some people there for sure. I know that.
Yeah. And so it was interesting. So Stu and I were on a panel at NAMM this past January, in which I had no
Which
business
felt
being
like
on.
a lifetime ago.
Gosh, it was not that long ago.
Thanks for nothing, COVID.
Yeah, and so Stu and I were on this panel, and he was asked some really interesting questions. One of the things that people asked him was like, and I kind of talked to him afterwards. I was like, how? And I said, I would love for you to talk more about that question. Was like, how did you guys do that? How did you make something? And it was asked in a context of like worship music today. A lot of people say this. I don't believe that this is honestly that true. Although in some cases it kind of is. Like, everything sounds the same. It's so cookie cutter. Like, all the sounds are the same. All the songs sound the same. That's what it's like now. But like, if you listen to what Delirious did, it didn't sound like anything else. It was completely innovative and original sounding. And the question was asked, like, how did you guys do that? Like, how did you, in an industry even then that was kind of like everything got put out the same? I don't know if that's true or not, but how did you do it? And Stu's answer was kind of like, it was, and he can maybe respond in the comments, but he was like, it was just kind of like we had these guys together in that period of time and what God was doing, where they lived and in their lives. It was just something almost magical between them happening. And the music that they were making was just a response to what, the Lord was doing through them and in them. And it was just something so special. But it's really interesting. And to hear it from like the person who was instrumental, one of the people who was instrumental in creating the art that they made, the worship that they made, was really cool.
We may have to see about, maybe we could at least do like a Zoom call and stream
with
the
him?
Zoom call.
With Stu?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be awesome.
So Stu, you can answer later. You can think about it. You don't think
Yeah,
about it now.
and I would love to. I don't, so that was, I'd love to talk to all those guys from Delirious. I'd love to talk to Martin Smith, like what.
I think Stu may know him.
He might.
I think we may have a connection.
I don't presume to know. Yeah, Stu says that's right. Yeah. So, man, that was a very cool conversation that I feel like I was just kind of a fly on the wall listening to it,
Yeah.
And it was like not really what the panel was about, but it was just one of the really most interesting things I've heard, in years about music and stuff.
There was one time.
And about worship music and being creative and yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just like in that vein. Stu was calling us one time. He needed some help with Helix stuff. And like then he just takes us on his tour of his studio,
Yes.
and he's like, so that's the pedal that I use for the. We're like, what?
Yeah, that song.
It was so cool.
It was so influential.
It was so. I was so giddy because like for me, I like knowing how things work. Mm-hmm. And like I've been telling a lot of people this like in the last 5 days. It's really bizarre. So I love watching the show how it's made. Yeah. I think it's so interesting. But that's why I like watching rig rundowns and stuff. Like, I love seeing it because I like seeing how people do things. And so to see Stu be like, yeah, that's how I got that sound in that one song. And I was like, no, it's so cool.
Yeah, it's also interesting how the difference between... And this is just inherent in the fact that most worship bands are cover bands. Honestly, we are.
I hate that.
Most worship bands...
I hate that. I
mean, we're singing... And we're playing songs that other people have written, and so we get sounds that other people have gotten. But when you listen to a person like Stu or anyone who creates something new, and listen to them talk about like, I had this piece of equipment, and I was messing around with it, and it gave me this sound that was something really fresh and unique and new. I think it's really interesting to me. It's not something that I do very often at worship, because with worship tutorials, we're building patches, to help you and us sound like what somebody else already did. And that's fine. I don't think there's, you say you hate that, and I understand where you're coming from because you're a very creative person. You know.
Well, I also don't like when people diminishing what we do to being a cover band. But I get it.
I understand that. Yeah.
I get it.
But Bradford, you're a great example of a person who will make a song your own in the moment. Like if you watch Brad play, like in a Sunday vlog or something, which there aren't enough of, by the way, of you in Sunday vlogs, then you'll see Bradford will take something and like kind of make it his own and put ramping tremolo on the end of it.
That hits me in my feelings just thinking about it.
But it's like, it's something that a lot of like musicians in churches don't really get to do, is to be that creative. And one, because we don't really have bandwidth to do. We don't have time. Like making something new takes a lot of time and energy, and churches don't have that luxury.
Yes.
In a lot of situations. All right, we gotta wrap this thing up, Bradford.
We do. We have about an hour and a half.
How long have we been live?
Kaylee and I are
almost to an hour and a half.
Since our son was born.
Yeah.
Well, in like the last couple of years, we kind of come to this arrangement where I cook dinner and she cleans. Mm-hmm. And I like cooking, but I've really started to like it since quarantine because we would like start cooking dinner at like 4 or 5, and I could spend more time on it. So I've recently ventured into making my own Caesar dressing. Let me tell you something. That's the best Caesar dressing you'll ever have. Way better to make it yourself. Nothing you can buy at a store will compare because I've tried. I've tried everything. But I said all that to say, I have to go by the store tonight and get anchovy fillets because that is absolutely
it's essential
to great Caesar dressing, and I have to get a steak. So, because we're having steak and Caesar salad.
Making me hungry.
So.
All right. Somebody says there is a code, but it doesn't work. We'll figure this code thing out. We'll either figure it out or that option.
We've made a huge mistake.
That option will go away. I've made an enormous mistake. That is a quote from
Arrested Development.
Arrested Development, yes. It's an illusion. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out with us.
Real anchovies. What did I just say? That's actually a part of Caesar dressing. So you get anchovy fillets, and then you're supposed to. You chop it up really fine and use your side of your knife just put into like a paste basically. Mm-hmm. So good. If you didn't know that there are anchovies in Caesar dressing, that's what makes it taste so good.
Stu, thank you so much, buddy.
Stu,
love
thank
what you do, Brian and Brad. Thanks for your work and encouragement. Thank you, Stu. Love what you do too. And I'm gonna very much enjoy doing some of what we do together. And I think
we'll get there.
The rest of the viewing audience will appreciate the movies that we'll make.
Movies.
Yes.
Well, speaking of, we have to at least make one more movie before the day is over. Hey,
somebody says I tried and the code worked just fine.
Well, there you go.
The code works for some people. So
this has been launched right now, but there will be a more official launch tomorrow.
A video.
In all honesty, there's really no real advantage to knowing that this is happening today because everybody has the same number of chances of winning. We just wanted to go live, and we figured you'd be really excited about it. So if you want to start spreading your links and you want to start tagging either the Worship Tutorials page as you share it, or if you want to start tagging us as individuals or whatever, just go nuts with it because we want your help. So here's the thing, what we actually haven't said, Brian, and I'm realizing this in a moment.
Uh-oh.
If this is a good thing. If this blows up, there is more opportunities that this could happen again.
There could be more to come.
So here's the thing. We are putting things on the line. Well, not really on the line. We're not risking anything. We're putting things on the table. Line 6 is putting things on the table.
Yep.
And what we're asking you to do is to put some stuff on the table and share it like crazy. Because your affiliate link and subscribe and follow. Because the more followers, the more subscribers we have, the greater a chance it is that it's going to reach more people, which means this could happen again. I mean, we can't promise it, but I mean, come on. I mean, I think that makes sense. I mean, that's obvious. So we're going to share some stuff. Like if you like post the link and you like share something in your stories, like we'll repost your story on Instagram. Just, that's fun. So we'll do that. Tag us at least Worship Tutorials.
Go at Worship Tutorials.
But you get extra entries for every friend of yours that signs up.
Yes.
So, I mean, just keep sharing it and telling everybody. But at the same time, don't be that guy who just spams it everywhere. Live above No. On your personal stuff.
Not in
on your
like
personal
groups.
stuff. Don't do it in groups.
Understand that
You'll become the guy nobody likes. And
understand that many groups have a no affiliate link
rules.
policy. Yeah.
But we do have. So this is separate.
Mm-hmm.
So I hit in COVID. Actually, maybe before COVID, my personal Instagram page hit 5,000 followers.
What?
And I think a lot of that's because
I don't even post on my personal.
Brian rarely posts it. When he posts, he doesn't use hashtags, and he gets like 500 likes just because everybody.
I do not.
It's pretty close. But I've been working with some of my favorite companies, and this is the most I've actually said about this.
Find you, Bradford Mitchell.
This is the most I've actually said about this. And some of my favorite companies have agreed to partner with me to do a pretty big giveaway. We're close. Have agreed to do a giveaway with me. My page tends to consist of real super nerdy gear stuff. Pictures of my kid, which the most recent picture is me and him wearing the same style glasses. Super cute. And
I could put my child on there too.
You can.
My Instagram page.
Yeah, go ahead. I want to post my kid on the worship tutorials page.
Okay.
Everybody see how good he looks.
Sure.
But I'm doing a giveaway in a little bit too.
You are the social media manager.
We'll let this giveaway kind of have some space.
Yeah.
But I'm working with somebody, and they're actually doing something else for me, and we are we're trying to get something figured out. And so when they ship that thing to me, they will also ship to me the thing that I'm giving away. So there's a few things though. I'll tell you, Brian, but we gotta wait. I gotta just make sure it's ready to go.
We'll have this conversation offline.
Offline. So if you want to follow my personal Instagram account.
Follow him.
B.N. Mitchell. Bradford Nicholas Mitchell. B.N. Mitchell.
B.N. Mitchell.
Yeah.
With 2 L's at the end. Mitchell.
But anyway.
On the gram.
Look at that. Okay. You see my kid?
I do. You have a very handsome child.
Yeah, he's cute.
Mm-hmm. All
right, we should end it for the 10th time.
Now, here's the thing.
Oh.
Ending these streams is always an awkward occasion. So I've never ended it.
If you haven't gotten a code, it's not going to magically appear. So we'll take care of it. We're still sitting right here. So we'll have to take care of it later.
Yeah, you just have to send an email to support at Worship Tutorials.
Yeah, the code comes with your purchased email order thing. So look on that.
And it has
not a separate thing.
Not a free purchase.
Yes.
You have to actually spend more than $0.
Okay. Look on your email. If you bought something, you got to look right on the email that you got saying this is your order, here are your downloads. So
okay, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to try and hit the end stream button and see what happens. Well, that's delayed, so who knows what will happen.
We'll see.
All right, this could be awkward. Bye, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. See you in the next one. Are you sure you want to end the stream?